Are you ready for Sunday school, kids?
Hi, welcome to St. Thomas, Stittsville. My name's Marilee, and I'm going to tell you a story about an extreme makeover. There's a TV show called The Extreme Makeover. Have you ever seen it? It's all about these people who have a house that they don't like. The inside's not good or the outside's not good. It's falling apart. Things are happening that they don't like. And they call in the TV show called Extreme Makeover, who come in and they take out all the garbage. They bring in all the furniture, paint the walls, fix up the outside, do the landscaping. And then when they come home, it's wonderful. It's like a different house. It's an extreme makeover. Well, do you know what? Jesus did extreme makeovers too. I have a couple of pictures here for you to show you about the extreme makeovers on TV. This is a children's room. It's all messy. There's toys and clothes everywhere. Well, the extreme makeover makes it something that children want to go into. It looks like this. Isn't that much nicer? Extreme makeover from before and then after. And it's so much better. I have another one. Sometimes they do the outsides of houses. This is a picture of a house before. It's at the corner of the street. There's the corner of the house. This is before. It's all run down. The paint is falling off. People have painted on it with words, and it just looks messy. Well, they invited someone in to come in and paint it for them. And this is the after. Isn't that amazing? It's a beautiful picture of an owl. And now everybody wants to drive past it and look at it because it's an extreme makeover from this to this. Now, I said that Jesus did that too, but there is a difference. Jesus doesn't do it on the outside. He does it on the inside you. And if you want an extreme makeover done on your inside, just pray to Jesus and he'll help you. I'm going to tell you one of the stories, and there are many stories in the Bible about his extreme makeovers. There's lots of different ones, and we'll talk about that a little later too. But this particular one is really, really amazing. He and his disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee. And when they got to the other side and stepped out of the boat, they saw a man cringing behind some rocks. He was garbling and talking, and they couldn't understand him. And he had clothes that were ratted tails, and he had nothing good to wear. And he couldn't seem to move. He was so thin, they thought he hadn't eaten in a long time. He was just a mess. And it turns out that he had lived in the town close by, and they couldn't handle him anymore. They didn't want him there, and they kicked him out of their town. And the only place he could go was up on the hill near the cemetery. And that's where he'd been living. Well, Jesus walked up to him, and there were demons inside his mind, making him think this way, making him think horrible thoughts about himself and about the world around him. And Jesus, he has control over demons. He has control over all kinds of things. And as soon as the demons saw Jesus come close to the man, they started to get worried. They knew that Jesus was going to send them away. So they said to him, Jesus, please don't send us to the abyss, the hole where there's nothing. Don't send us there. Please don't send us there. They were afraid because they knew they were doing wrong things. So they looked over and saw a field of pigs. And the demons inside the man said, send us into those pigs. At least do that for us. So Jesus agreed. And he touched the man. And as soon as he touched him, the demons had to leave because Jesus was all powerful. And the demons left the man and went into the pigs. And all the pigs ran down the hill and into the Sea of Galilee, and they were all drowned. And that was the end of the demons. They were gone. And the man, he was a little bit surprised and amazed that finally he could speak properly. He could see properly. He took in a deep breath and looked around. This was an extreme makeover. He was a new person now. And the disciples found some new clothes for him to wear. And the man that owned the pigs ran into town and told everybody there what had happened. That this man was made new and that the demons the hill and over the hill, and they saw the man talking to Jesus just like a normal person would. And so they all sat around Jesus and listened to him. And that was an extreme makeover. And sometimes extreme makeovers can bring other people to Jesus too. So when we are changed on the inside, other people notice that. And other people say, well, why are you different? Why are you so kind? Why are you so helpful? Why do you always feel good? And you can say it's because I know Jesus. And then maybe they will want to know Jesus too. There is a verse in the Bible that says, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone and the new has come. That's in the book of Corinthians. And that's what will happen to us as well. Here's a little prayer. Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for sending the new life that we have in Jesus. Amen. Hi, we're back down into God's garden, and we're going to do some crafts today. We're going to make some pigs. The first one, we're going to need a print off of one of the sheets that I sent you on the activity pages. It looks like that. If you don't have the activity pages, you can make up your own, and I'll show you how to do that too. So this is black and white when you get it, and you need to paint it or color it pink. So I've started doing the marker there, but I also have some pink paint here, and I think I will paint around the face and do him, because that's, and then when it dries you can cut it out and continue making the craft. Okay, so you can do many different ways. You can use crayons, markers, paints, pencil crayons, anything you want to paint your pig. And it's a really good idea to paint it before you cut it out, while it's still here, because then if you make a mistake, like I did over here, it doesn't matter, because you're just going to cut that part off when you cut out the strips. The strips are going to become his legs, and this is going to become his tummy, and then you're going to make a heart that says, hog wild for Jesus. Okay? That's kind of a funny one. So that's one way to do it. The other way, I'm going to show you how to do it just from scratch. This is what you'll print off too, to tell you exactly how to do it as well. Okay? So if you don't remember something I've said, you can either pause and go back, or you can look at the activity sheet. So for this, you're going to need scissors, a marker, some pink construction paper or some pink Bristol board, and a different shade of pink for the ears and the nose. Okay? First, you're going to cut strips from paper like this, and they don't need to be too wide, maybe about 1 inch apart. Okay, so you draw a line and cut it out. And that is going to be the 2 legs, but that's not all you do. You're going to fold them like this. Okay, do you know how to do that? It's not hard. You just fold one way and then the other, all the way down until it's all the way at the end. 1 forward, 1 back, 1 forward, 1 back. If you need help, maybe mom or dad or your brother or sister can help you do that. Okay? And when you're done, it comes like a little box like that, but then it springs open. All right? You have to do all 4 legs like that. So I'll do this one as well. Okay, so we have the 4 legs ready. Then we're going to cut out 2 circles. Now I used 2 different shapes of plates, a smaller one for the head, and I used a different one, a bigger plate to circle for the body. Okay, so then I'm going to cut those out. There's one, and a slightly smaller one for the head. Okay, so throw this in the garbage, and I'll use a little bit of glue to join the two together. There we go. Okay, so it's kind of like a pink snowman. Okay, then we're going to cut out the nose out of the lighter pink color or a darker pink color. And usually a pig's nose is about an oval shape, so we're going to cut out an oval. And using a marker or a black pencil, you can just color in 2 circles to be his nostrils. Pigs have a big nose because that's how they smell their food. Their eyes are very small, but their nose is very big because they use it more so that they can smell their food and eat it faster. So then we're going to glue that on. The mouth is under the nose and very small, so you can hardly see it, so you won't see his mouth rather. And then you can draw in some eyes. Just move it down there so that you can see a little better. Okay. Okay, so they've got small eyes. It's getting to look like a pig. I think he needs ears. Okay, we'll do some ears. Ears are kind of like a drop of water. They're bigger at the bottom, and then they go up to a point at the top, like this. Okay? So if you think of a drop of water, you can make your ears the same way. Okay, and a little bit of glue again. Okay, then the last thing we have to do, or second to the last thing, is cut out a heart for his tummy. So if you shape your heart sort of the same way as the ears, but this time we're going to cut a little bit higher up around. So it's kind of like the same shape as ears, but if you use it on folded paper, it opens up into a heart. And that heart is going to go on his tummy. That's what we have so far. Now we're going to put his legs on. Okay, so you can either use glue, or what I'm going to use is a staple, just to hold it on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we're almost finished, but we're going to put on the heart something about Jesus, okay? You can put whatever you like, but it's kind of fun to say, I'm hog wild about Jesus, which means you're very, very excited about Jesus. Okay? A hog is what they call a boy pig. It's a hog, so that's why we're doing that word instead of the word pig. I'm hog wild for Jesus. And there you go. And if you want to put a tail on, just use a little piece of pipe cleaner and you can put the tail on. Okay? To do that, you would just wrap it around your finger a couple times to make it twisty, like that. And then you can just staple it on too. Okay? You don't need very much. Have you ever seen a real pig? They really do have a twisty, twirly tail like that. And there's our first craft done. All right, I like that. I'm just going to put it over here so you can still see it a bit. Now we're going to do one a little bit different. This one is called, well, you know what a piggy bank is, right? This one is called a prayer bank, a piggy prayer bank. All right? And in this, you can put all of your problems. You write them down on a piece of paper, put them in the piggy bank for your prayers. And that's just what happened with the man with the demons, isn't it? Yeah, all of his problems went into the pig. So you put all of your problems in here and ask Jesus to help you with them. But I have to show you how to do that. So first of all, we're going to use a box. About this size box. You can use a cereal box if you want one bigger. Okay, you're going to cut off about 1/3 of the top of it, because this part is going to go underneath. If you look at this one, the top part of the box is here, and then I put the other part on the bottom. That's so that your prayers won't fall out inside. Okay? So we'll cut off the top part of this. Now you're going to have to use some paint for this one. And depending on the color of the box you've chosen, you might have to do 2 or 3 coats of paint. So do one and let it dry, and then do it a couple times more. Okay. Now on the small part, we're going to cut out the legs. So we're going to do 2 pieces out the side. And then cut that part off. And the same on the other side. And then cut that part off. Okay, that makes the legs. Then we're going to put lots of glue on it. This is a little bit heavier than normal paper, so we're going to use lots of glue. And put it on the top part here. Then you're going to put this on top and let it dry. Okay, so this craft will take a little bit longer to do because there are the drying times of the glue and the drying times of the paint. Okay, so that's how you make the body part of it. Now I've already done this one up to this point, and I can paint the back of it. But I'm going to show you how to do the head now. Okay, we want to make a circle. So we're going to use a plate like I did with the first one. So you can make your circle. And you can either add the ears afterwards or add them on here. That's up to you. You can do it like we did the last craft and add the ears separately. Okay. So this one we're going to use a little bit of glue on the back of the pig's face. And just glue it at the front here like that. Am I on the right side? Can move it over a little bit. There. Okay, so you can still see the words Piggy Prayer Bank. And that will remind you what to do with that. So then you're going to draw the face on. You can do that before you glue it on there or after. Pretty much the same as the other one was. Okay, the oval shape for the nose and the 2 nostrils, the 2 small eyes. I like to give them little eyebrows. And then a little shape up here for the ears. And the last thing you're going to do for this one is you're going to use the pipe cleaner, which I had here a second ago. There it is. And do the same thing. Just kind of wrap it around your finger until it makes a little twisty. Poke a little hole in the side. Maybe with your scissors, or maybe have your mom help you just poke a little hole in there. Put this in, and bend it around, and then you have your cute little tail. And inside there, you're going to put all your problems and pray for Jesus to help you with them and to change you from the inside so that you can have an extreme makeover too. All right? We have a song to sing now. Okay. This is a story of Jesus. And we know lots of stories in the Bible. We just heard one about the pigs and the demons. And that happened on the wayside. The scenes by the wayside. I want to hear all about them. There's another one where he fed 5,000 people with just 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. 5,000 people. You'll have to read that one. It's really good. And the tales of the sea, that's on the Sea of Galilee. One of the stories talks about how the disciples were in a storm in their boat in the middle of the sea, and they were afraid they might drown. And then all of a sudden they saw Jesus walking on top of the water. Wow, now that's when you'll have to read for yourself. There are so many different stories of Jesus that you just have to get one of those Bibles out and start reading them, because I want to hear the stories of Jesus. If you remember it from last time, sing along with me. If not, then you can pick up the tune as we get along. You ready? Tell me the stories of Jesus, I long to hear. Things I would ask him to tell me if he were here. Scenes by the wayside, tales of the sea, stories of Jesus, tell them to me. First, let me hear how the children stood round his knee, and I shall fancy his blessing resting on me. Words full of kindness, deeds full of grace, all in the love light of Jesus' face. Now, open a Bible and read one of them.